Hey everyone, it's Danita Ogandaga with Grief Talk and the Orphan No More podcast. If you are watching this video, that means that you have taken the bold step to join us for the Surviving the Holidays Grief Recovery Support Group. You know, the business of grief as a whole is something that people really just don't want to deal with. But it was really impressed upon my heart to really cultivate this group and share this group during this holiday season for several reasons. And today I want to really take the time to invite you and to lay the foundation for what we're going to be talking about over the next couple of weeks. This is a self-guided group. We're going to be online in a private Facebook group that's called Surviving the Holidays. It's not searchable. People will not know that you are in this group. And the reason for that is oftentimes when you come into the situation of grief, whether you're newly grieved, whether it's something that you've been trying to deal with, whether it's something that you have, it has made you angry to the point of just not being able to communicate with people that you know. Sometimes it's good to get away and talk to people that you don't know in order to be able to frame your perspective, because all of us really need to be able to have a perspective change as it relates to grief and how we see grief. Grief as a whole in society is not something that is publicly dealt with. Oftentimes it does come with a great amount of shame and not being able to necessarily express how you feel. So we want to be able to just lay that foundation here in this support group. So today I'm going to talk about three things. And as I said, you're watching the video because I wanted to just let you know, person to person, that you are, first of all, in a safe place. We're not here to judge you. Most people don't realize that grief is not necessarily associated with the loss of a person. It can be the loss of a job. It can be the loss of a home. It can be the loss of a pet. Your relationship status may have changed. You may have realized that, whereas last Christmas you were able to shop at Nordstrom's, this Christmas you're only able to shop at Family Dollar. But whatever the case, you are here for a reason. And no matter what we talk about, we want to keep it focused on this. Jesus is the reason for the season. And because he is the reason for the season, we want to send you back to him as the center of your core. Oftentimes when you think about an apple, a lot of us look at the grief situation as us being cored, and we're walking around hollow, we're walking around empty. And there is no need of us trying to book our calendars going to this event and that event where we're going to be empty inside. I'm not saying that we need to take this time to go home and close the shutters and close the blinds and just sit and lament over our situation. God wouldn't want us to do that either. But what he does want us to do is to be able to honestly come to him with total candor and to be able to say, Father, this is how I'm feeling. Would you please take the hurt? So the three things that I want us to talk about really today with this orientation is just to kind of set expectation. We hear a lot of times with the grief situation, don't talk about him or her. Just let them be. Just let them be. Or, don't talk about that. Let it go. Just let it go. Oftentimes denial, people realize that, and they think that denial is going to get them somewhere, but denial only gets you from point A to point B. You still have from point B to point Z to go to. And that's a very, very long way. And what people don't realize, the problem with denial is that it never really goes away. It just temporarily soothes the situation, but you always have to come back and face the situation. And oftentimes it's compounded. It may be that, you lost a job and 6 months later you lost a relationship, or, 3 months after that you lost a pet, or you lost a grandmother or a grandfather or sister or brother, whatever the case may be. But compounded grief, if not dealt with, will cause you to explode. And we don't want anyone to explode alone. We want to be able to provide support for you no matter where you are. We have people that have joined this group from Atlanta, Georgia, people from Columbus, Ohio, people from San Diego, California, people all over the map are joining this group. And I'm really excited about what God is going to do in this season, because there's so much to be said about people finding the plane of just coming to God and just saying, this is who I am. He made us. He knows who we are. He knows what we can handle. And the issue with candor is honestly being able to come to God, as I said before, and just saying, here I am. This is what I'm feeling. This is what's going on. Can you help me? And so as you're going through those days, as you're going through the holiday seasons, as you're opening those presents, as you're seeing the empty chair, Even if someone else sits in that chair, you'll be able to say, okay, you know what? Eventually, loving is remembering. It's not just that I'm looking at an empty chair and lamenting over this person because they're not here. Love is remembering. And, you know, we've had so many things to occur in the last 2 weeks with the death of Dr. Miles Monroe and Ruth Monroe and his whole ministry team. And, you know, if you watch MTV, you'll see that D.M. Brown passed away, and several other things have happened in the world with the economic system. People have received pink slips. They don't necessarily know how they're going to provide Christmas for their children. It's just so much that is happening in the world. And we just want to be able to let people know it's okay to be able to address wherever you are. No one, you know, because you have a relationship with Jesus Christ, it does not exempt you from, you know, being able to just go through life and saying, okay, I'm fine. You know, Jesus loves me. I'm fine. I'm just not going to deal with it. Our filter of religion has taught us for so long to just be able to just bury stuff, suppress. But how many of y'all know when you suppress, it's never going to change anything, because you got to be able to let it out and let it flow. Because not, it's going to ooze out and seep out, and it's going to be funky. I promise you. So the Surviving the Holiday group, we're going to come together on a weekly basis. I will submit daily posts, reflections, things for you to think about, Bible verses. You know, we're going to laugh. We're going to cry together. We're going to, rejoice together. We're going to just remember together. So in terms of the posts, the only thing I would ask is, for the respect of the group, feel free to share how your day is going. You know, oftentimes doing the next thing is quite difficult for some people. If you were only able to get up and wash your face, if you were only able to get up and, you know, go to work, or whatever the case may be, share that with us. Let us know how you're doing. Let us become your family, you know, and that part of that daily check-in. So I will be posting on a day-to-day basis. I do encourage you to post pictures of your loved ones, if there are loved ones, or your pets, or whatever it is in your life that you have lost or are dealing with. Post that. I do ask that you do not post any open or closed casket pictures, just for the sensitivity of the group. We don't want to cause anyone to go into relapse. But I would encourage you, if you have lost someone, to post their pictures, or post, you know, your comments about how you're feeling about something. And we all know that, you know, as other people have said before, this situation can cause us to be like the Grinch, you know, the Grinch that stole Christmas. If you're mad as hell, or whatever the case may be, if you are upset or angry, that's fine. You know, grief is not something that you have to go through with a smile on your face. You're going to hurt. You're going to have days where you don't feel your very best, and that's okay. We want you to be able to come as you are. So, you know, keep in mind with that as you post. Just know that we're going to be here together for these next couple of weeks. I am expecting, I'm 9 months already. I'll be delivering in just a few weeks. But at the same time, we will keep the group going, and we will be dedicated and committed to posting still. Again, we want to become your family, support you through this holiday season. So welcome to Surviving the Holidays Grief Group. And I hope that you will be able to receive the healing that you will need in this season. God bless you, and we love you. Bye-bye.